Imagine waking up tomorrow to a world overrun by the living dead. What would you do if a zombie apocalypse happened tomorrow? Picture this, if you will. One day you're enjoying your morning coffee, and the next you're in a fight for your life against hordes of the undead. Sounds like something out of a horror movie, doesn't it? But let's entertain this hypothetical situation for a moment. The world as we know it has changed. Civilization has collapsed, and the dead walk the earth. The streets are no longer safe, and your home could be your tomb. Every day is a struggle for survival, and every decision could be your last. It's a grim scenario indeed, but don't despair. Survival skills become paramount, and your wit, courage, and resourcefulness are tested to the limit. Surviving a zombie apocalypse is no easy task, but with the right tips, you could increase your chances of survival. First things first, you would need to find a safe and secure shelter. Now, why is shelter so crucial, you ask? Well, imagine yourself in the midst of a zombie apocalypse. It's not just a matter of dodging the undead during the day, you need a fortress to retreat to when night falls. So what makes an ideal shelter? Think of places that are easily defensible and hard for zombies to access. An apartment building with a locked entrance, a house with a sturdy fence, or even an isolated cabin in the woods could work. Fortifying your shelter is equally important. Barricade the doors and windows, and ensure there's only one entry point for better control. Craft traps or warning systems around the perimeter to alert you of any approaching undead. Remember, your shelter isn't just about survival. It's about living to fight another day. So, remember, a secure shelter is your first line of defense against the undead. Next on the survival list is securing food and water. In a world overrun by the undead, supermarkets and convenience stores would quickly become a thing of the past. This is why having a stockpile of non-perishable food and clean water is of utmost importance. Think canned goods, dried fruits, nuts, and grains. They can last for years and provide the necessary nutrients to keep you going. Water, our most vital resource, should never be overlooked. Aim to store at least 1 gallon of water per person per day. Remember, you'll need it for drinking, cooking, and hygiene. Now, let's talk rationing. It's not about stuffing yourself at every meal, but eating just enough to sustain. Carefully divide your supplies to last for as long as possible. It's a delicate balance, but a necessary one. Without food and water, survival is impossible, so always ensure you have enough to last you. Now that you have shelter and supplies, it's time to arm yourself. In the hypothetical scenario of a zombie apocalypse, a well-chosen weapon can be the difference between life and undeath. It's not just about having a weapon, it's about choosing the right one and knowing how to use it effectively. Let's start with the basics. Conventional weapons. Firearms are a popular choice, but they come with their own set of challenges. Yes, they are powerful and have a long range, but then they also make a lot of noise and attract unwanted attention. Not to mention, bullets aren't exactly easy to come by in a post-apocalyptic world. So what's the alternative? Consider bladed weapons like machetes or axes. They are silent, deadly, and require no ammunition. However, they do require you to get close to your target, which can be risky. Now, let's talk about improvised weapons. These are everyday items that you can turn into effective zombie deterrents. Think along the lines of a baseball bat, a crowbar, or even a frying pan. They might not have the same deadly impact as a firearm or a blade, but they do have the advantage of being widely available and requiring no special skills to use. But remember, a weapon is only as good as the person wielding it. It's important to train yourself in its use. Practice your aim, your swing, your grip. Learn to strike quickly and accurately. The last thing you want in a face-off with a zombie is to fumble with your weapon. And finally, always have a backup weapon. Your primary weapon might fail you, it might get lost, or it might get stuck in a zombie's skull. In these situations, a backup weapon can save your life. So whether you're a gun enthusiast or a baseball bat swinger, the key is to choose a weapon that suits your skills and circumstances. Remember, the best weapon is the one you can use effectively, not the one that looks the coolest. In the world of the undead, a weapon is your best friend. Choose wisely and use it effectively. Surviving a zombie apocalypse is not a one-man job. You need a survival group. Imagine the challenge of keeping watch all night, every night, or the impossibility of foraging, cooking, and fortifying defenses all on your own. It's clear that teamwork is key. A survival group provides not only the benefit of diverse skills and shared labor, but also the comfort of companionship in a world turned upside down. An ideal group would consist of around 5 to 7 individuals. This size strikes a balance between having enough hands on deck and avoiding too many mouths to feed. Your group should ideally comprise individuals with varied skill sets. Think of a medic, a handyman, a hunter, a cook, a strategist. Each person plays a distinct role, contributing to the group's overall survival. Working together effectively means clear communication, mutual respect, and shared responsibility. A successful survival group operates like a well-oiled machine, each part essential to the whole. Remember, in times of crisis, there's strength in numbers. To survive a zombie apocalypse, you need to be prepared and strategic. Let's quickly revisit the key points we've discussed. Firstly, the importance of finding secure shelter cannot be overstated. It's your fortress against the undead, a place to rest and regroup. Secondly, securing food and water supplies is imperative. Without nourishment, you won't have the energy to fight off those hungry hordes. Thirdly, arming oneself is crucial. Whether it's a simple baseball bat or a more advanced firearm, a weapon can make all the difference between life and death. Lastly, never underestimate the power of a survival group. There's strength in numbers, and a well-coordinated team can overcome challenges that would be insurmountable alone. So there you have it, your survival guide for a zombie apocalypse. Remember, preparation is key, so stay alert, stay safe, and most importantly, stay alive.